Did you guys see the reports that came out basically confirming that Real Madrid will not be making any signings during the January transfer window? Let me pull this up right now because I'm starting to get pissed off. And I don't know about you guys, but the lack of ambition that this club is showing is shocking. I can't believe it. But on the other hand, I can. We never make signings in January. And I was hoping that this window would have been different, considering the results that we've suffered in the first half of the season. Let's look at the Barcelona games, right? We just got battered by them a few weeks ago in a cup final. They put 5 past us, and it could have been more if it wasn't for that red card. And while I'm watching that game, right? While I'm watching us get sacrificed to the football gods by Barcelona, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, surely, after an ass whipping like this in a El Clasico, the club are going to respond. The club are going to strengthen in January. And what did we do? Nothing. I'm watching us struggle in the Champions League. We're outside the top 8. We're not even in the top 10. We're not even in the top 15 at the time of me recording this video. And I'm thinking, you know what? Obviously, we're going to have to strengthen in January. But no, we don't want to do that. I'm watching us concede so many goals in big games. And I'm looking at that back line. I'm seeing a right winger at right back. I'm seeing a DM play center back for a majority of this season. And in my head, I'm thinking, surely the club will invest during January. But no, we're not. And there's only one guy that has to hold all the smoke right now. And that's Florentino Perez, because he is the shot caller. He's the one that has the final say on these transfers. So I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going through his mind right now. How do you look at that back line and you come to the conclusion that we don't need to make signings? I don't get it. I'm seeing other big teams in Europe make deals. So why is it that we are not trying to do that? I told you guys months ago when the injuries were starting to pile up that if we do not make any signings in January, lower your expectations for the second half of the season. And I know that lately our injury crisis has not been that bad. But do not forget, there's still a lot of games left to play. We are going to get more injuries throughout the season. That's just how football works. Every team has to deal with it. There's a reason why the January transfer window exists. It's for teams to strengthen in the middle of the season. But it's almost as if Real Madrid do not know this. It's bad enough that last summer we didn't make any signings aside from Mbappe. They thought that Mbappe was going to be able to paper over the cracks. Well, he's not. Yes, he's a good signing, and I think we're all happy that Mbappe's at the club. But we all know that heading into this season, our squad was imbalanced. Toni Kroos retires. You don't replace him. Jose Lu leaves. You don't get a striker that has the aerial threat. Nacho goes to Saudi. You don't bring in a center back. I need Florentino Perez to explain himself because I don't get it. And the thing is, this guy is the best president, in my opinion, that's ever existed in sports. But sometimes, with how frugal he is, it pisses me off. I'm looking at a team like Man City They were on a downward trajectory during the first half of the season. They lost like 10 games in a row. They only had like one win in 12 matches. And what did they do this January? They go out there and sign Omar Mamouche. They signed the 2 young center backs. They spent close to $200 million in the middle of the season. That is ambition. We have the money. They told us that we made $1 billion last season. So where is it? Brother, bring me some players. It's not hard. I know that the report is saying that we wanted to sign Trent, but Liverpool were not willing to do business. Fair enough. They're idiots, okay? We'll take him for free then. You absolute clowns over there at Liverpool. Lose one of your best players for free. Dumbass. Don't worry. We'll come back for him. But that's not an excuse to not look at other areas that we could potentially strengthen that. Okay, fine. You can't get Trent right now, so we might have to wait and do that at the end of the season. Fair. But then what does that have to do with the center back? We got Rudiger, who has been fit all season. Thank God. Raul Asensio has stepped up after Eder Militao tore his ACL. So I'm happy with the center back options that I have right now. But why would we not go and try and sign a player to give us some depth? David Alaba has just returned from injury. And I told you guys this last month. I said when David Alaba comes back, the club are going to act like he is the signing. Oh, well, David Alaba is now fit and available to play. It's like a new player. No, he's not. He's coming off of a serious injury. And he's played in a handful of games so far, and he looks solid. But we have so many games left. We're still involved in a lot of competitions. We got to still compete for La Liga, Champions League, Copa del Rey. The Club World Cup is coming in the summer as well. There will be more injuries. That's just how football goes. You guys have seen all the injuries that we've been dealing with. Why not try and set ourselves up to be prepared for injuries? Why not go sign Sergio Ramos on a contract until the end of the season? He's available for free. You don't even have to spend money on him. Give him a nice wage of like $100K a week, a nice little $1 million signing on bonus. And I'm not even saying to let Sergio Ramos start for us, but let him at least be on the bench for defensive cover. We are a few injuries away in that back line from having to rely on Jesus Vallejo. Why can't we go get the center back from Bournemouth, Dean Huijsen? That kid is a baller, and he's not at a big club. You're telling me that we can't go take a player from Bournemouth? Stop it. I know that we have not been that good in general this season. Do not let us being top of La Liga fool you. For a majority of this season so far, we have been very mid. And the fact that we're not going to strengthen in January is disgusting. You guys all know I'm Carlo out. I don't think that he's the manager that can lead this team anymore. I think he's too tactically naive. He doesn't know how to change things up. He doesn't know how to get the best out of this current crop of players. And while all this is true, on the other hand, we got to look at the board. The board are a big part of why we've struggled this season as well. They've set Carlo up to fail. Carlo doesn't have a choice in terms of transfers. He doesn't get to make decisions. You think Florentino Perez is letting Carlo call the shots? No. This guy, Carlo, wanted Harry Kane, and Perez brought him Joselu. So that just tells you Perez makes the final decisions. And they've not done a good job of building this squad. It's very imbalanced. It's very thin. And there's holes in this team. I'm super annoyed, man. We could have done business this month. Other teams are doing it. We have the money. When's the last time that we made a signing in January? What, 3-4 years ago? It's been a while. I can't even tell you who our last January signing was. I think it might have been Jesus Reiner from Brazil, the kid that we brought for like 30 million, maybe like 5 years ago or 4 years ago, and he flopped. But I just think us not taking advantage of an opportunity to strengthen in the middle of the season, it's just ridiculous to me. And now, in the second half of the season, if we get more injuries and don't win any trophies, we're going to all crash it on Carlo when it's really the board that's at fault. Now, with this being said, I am expecting a defensive revolution in this upcoming summer window. We must break the bank. There's no way that the club can justify not making multiple signings come the summer window. There's no way. But basically, I'll tell you this. My expectations for this season have gone down. I don't trust our defense. I think our midfield is still a bit imbalanced, but it's gotten better with the form of Dani Ceballos lately. But more so, that back line has me very worried. We should have lost more games this season. Thibaut Courtois has bailed us out so many times. Our back line literally leaks chances. Teams are making runs. Teams are able to break us down sometimes. Courtois has to become Superman to keep us in games. This is bullshit. It really is, man. I'm telling you, there was opportunities for us to strengthen. The club have decided not to. So, look, Florentino Perez and the board, they're taking a gamble. Let's see if it pays off, right? It's so hard to be mad at the president because of all the good that he's done, because he's usually right more times than not. But just because he's an amazing president, it doesn't mean that we don't get to question the decision-making at the club at times. And this puzzles me. We have made a lot of money. We've saved a lot of money. When are we going to spend it? We're out here moving like broke billionaires. Literally. We're at the top of La Liga. We're still involved in a bunch of other competitions. Let's see how we do without strengthening this squad, right? Let's see how the next 5 months turns out. They better hope that we're able to stay fit for the rest of this season and that we don't really suffer any other serious injuries. We've already lost Militao and Carvajal to injuries, right? We've had Jude, Vinicius, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, like Rodrigo. All these guys have missed time. But whatever, right? Let's not make any signings. No. Let's just continue with the same team that we've seen struggle the first 4 to 5 months of the season. Okay, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. You see how we're struggling in the Champions League. Got whooped by Liverpool. Got embarrassed by AC Milan. Got embarrassed by Lille. But yeah, let's not make any signings. Stuttgart outplayed us. Let's not make any signings. Okay. Whatever, man. It is what it is. I'm absolutely fuming. The lack of ambition at this club is just shocking to me, especially when the expectations are so high. So now I have to think logically and, as I said, lower my expectations because I can't predict the future. But what I do know is that we just need to stay fit because we have no reinforcements. Again, you could have signed Sergio Ramos on a free. You could have got Dean Huijsen at Bournemouth. Again, Trent We'll come back for him at the end of the season. I would have loved to bring Trent in because I cannot watch Lucas Vazquez play right back for a majority of this season. But it looks like I'm going to have to because we don't want to show any ambition, right? You can't force Liverpool to sell. You can't. Fair enough. But I mean, come on. There had to be other options that we could have had until the end of the season. I need you guys to get in that comment section. Let me know what you're saying about Real Madrid not making any signings in the January window once again. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and join the Discord. The link is in the comments.